When you first started building for yourself, was there like a oh crap moment or like a moment where you're like, I'm really onto something, I think? When you first started building for yourself, was there like a oh crap moment or like a moment where you're like, I'm really onto something, I think? Did you have a moment like that? What was that moment like? And when did you feel that this could really be the next big thing?
Well, there were some oh crap moments because the training to put together a steel home, which is a kit, it simply bolts together. There's no cutting, welding, drilling, nothing on site. But how to actually erect it is a little shy on the training videos from the manufacturer. So we had to do a lot of things in the field that were sketchy at first. Then we learned which equipment to rent to stand it up safely, because I want my guys to be safe. And then it just was like a Henry Ford assembly line, just boom, 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 boom. That's when I realized this is really fast.
So it's also faster in a lot of ways.
Oh, much faster. We don't even have any anchor bolts in the foundation. No hold downs, no shear panel, no roof paneling that traditional wood builder has to incorporate and slow down for. In fact, my inspection card says skip shear panel and roof deck. It doesn't apply because after I get foundation slab inspection, the next thing the inspector sees when he comes back out is what appears to be a finished product on the outside, because I haven't hidden anything to keep them from inspecting. And then there's only 3 more inspections and the building's done.
In terms of the looks, I told my friend about this steel homes and everything like that. And he made a comment right off bat and he said, I wonder how the look is going to be and if the neighborhood would like the look of it. Would it look like a traditional home? Would it not? And also Altadena being a pretty traditional neighborhood also. Do you think it's going to be receptive to the neighborhood or fire resistant, fireproof? I'll give up a look for the fire resistance, right?
To a point, and your question is totally valid. And so we had to do some research. There are 9,000 homes burned. There was no tract at that time. They're all individual. Almost all of them are different from the next one. So we had to say, well, are we just going to impose on that community 10 or 15 models and tell them, but it won't burn, being completely insensitive to the history that was there? And as it turns out, with a bigger business plan where I have a whole bunch of guys under me, I can create a team of people that can draw like me, no problem. And all of the infrastructure in terms of volume is there. I've confirmed it. The steel itself, the engineers, and the actual manufacturing plant. So we've decided to move away from models and giving them an opportunity for each one to be custom.
Okay.
And I can build exactly what you see right here. And you would never know that there's steel inside. It would look just like this. But this is contemporary. This doesn't fit up there. Bungalows, craftsmen, we can do that.
You can build a steel craftsman, steel bungalow, fireproof house.
Fireproof, yes.
That would be pretty amazing. I would be really interested to see that. And because it has such a charm to Altadena, which I think that's why a lot of people love living up there.
Oh yeah, it's unique.
To build a commercial modern thing. Although they do have some of that in the newer parts of Altadena. They have those $2-3 million houses where they're more modern.
Contemporary,
more contemporary. But it just seems like a lot of people would want to keep
the
that.
bulk is old history. It goes so far back as to in the hallway there'd be a recessed cubby where the 3 chimes for the doorbell were and a rotary phone. Not that the people are expecting that, or an ironing board that folds out of the closet. But
I don't think people need that either.
No. But when you talk about charm, and it's a multi-generational community. We met with a client yesterday, our first one. The mother has lived there 60 years. 60 years. That's 3 generations, very possibly. So we decided, let's take the sensitive route. Let's think about what they want and try to replicate that. And I'm confident.
So I'm curious with what they're building. I didn't even have a chance to do a conversation with you. Are they looking to rebuild the house that they had, or are they looking to modernize it a little even more to build something that might be even more suitable?
Great question, because that will actually help us. It's the latter. More modern, because most of the homes that were there had some great old school Spanish architecture, but 1-car driveway and then an arch, and you can barely fit a truck through it, to the 2-car garage that's in the back detached. So the client, Tony and Ronnie we met with, they said, oh, I want a 2-story now. And we're going to sell mom's property and move her into the bottom, make a master suite. Great. So doable. And I want a balcony off the back. Okay.
He wants a balcony.
Yes,
he needs
does.
a party space.
Yes, he does. Yes.
Yeah, very good.
And another man cave backyard.
Yep, he needs that. That's the one thing I know he needs.
We saw them. Tear jerking. 5 barbecues, 4 heat lamps. He had 100 people back there, he said, at a time for parties.
Yep.
We can do that.
So With traditional homes, they're building homes like how they're building them, and it's pretty expensive to build it. I mean, like traditionally more expensive than what you're even offering. How do you think that would slowly change? And also, like with you building the house for Ronnie and Tony, does it change where people are like, wow, this is so much cheaper, number one, right? So the insurance companies are happy about that.
Yes.
Because the replacement cost is lower now.
Yes.
It's better, right?
Right.
And they have more money to go with also. And then now they have a better house that doesn't burn down. What's the resistance do you think you'll get from other builders? Or the community, let's say the community.
I think initially, say that there's just a frame standing. It'll be related to the questions you've already asked. But what's it going to look like when it's done?
Yep.
So a great idea was posed yesterday that I think I'll do. I'm going to purchase a lot that somebody doesn't want anymore and build a model that's just a living room, kitchen, bathroom, and a bedroom that's got walls that are hatched, so that you can see what's inside them. But when you look inside the house, you go, oh, this looks just like the house I had. It's drywall. I've got granite countertop, beautiful kitchen. I get to pick my floor. And I think all of their concerns will be relieved.
You need a place to put a model home, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Okay.
Yeah, because renderings, a 3D, a PowerPoint only goes so far, I think. But hands-on, I think will be over the top.
I'm thinking steel, and I'm thinking insulation. It's hot when it's hot. It's cold when it's cold. How do you mitigate the insulation problem?
The outside of the building will look like stucco, but it's made of a steel panel that has a rigid foam insulation in it that actually does 4 things that I need for energy conservation. And so, because you say, oh, well, metal's a conductor. Oh my gosh. But with that panel and then that wool insulation in the walls, you're all up to par with California code and then some.
So even better then.
It's even better. Yeah.
Another thing is solar panels. You're going to need to put solar panels on these new builds then.
Correct. And we put solar panels on that they own, they don't lease, and battery backup such that whoever's to blame, or just Mother Nature, if the power goes down again, your fridge and your computer and your TV,
You're all backed up.
You're all backed up. That's the way, we just think that's the way it should be.
We're going to talk some world politics now. Tariffs.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got some answers.
Yeah, tariffs are from Mexico steel, Canadian steel, Chinese steel, our main import for steel, actually.
Yes.
How is that affecting your industry?
So I addressed this just in the last 3 days. Great question, because I got concerned. Hey, we're hearing 25 and 50%.
It's a lot more.
How does that affect me and Gary?
Yeah.
I called corporate from the company I buy from. And the company I buy from is extremely exclusive in the sense that they have the software that does my homes, and no one else has that. It just doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
What are those tariffs going to do to us? One, they said, April, we're going to have a 7 to 9% increase. Well, I can live with that when I'm thinking 25 or 50.
Yeah.
What about supply? Ours are coil steel. There's an abundance of it. And I found out, I haven't verified this yet, but I have no reason not to believe them. There's a new steel plant opening in America, not in Pennsylvania, but I think it's somewhere in the South. We're going to have a whole bunch of employees, good jobs for Americans, producing steel all day long. And I think someone was thinking ahead, we're not going to be concerned about Mexico or Canada. But to further answer your question, I think the tariffs are going to affect more what you might call my opponent. It's going to make wood, lumber go up, 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 because we import that too.
Well, I'm thinking also that the thing that makes foreign steel maybe cheaper and more affordable to import is the labor costs with producing it in the first place.
That's fair.
American steel would be more, I mean, the reason why we outsourced a lot of our manufacturing was because of the labor costs, right? If we're bringing jobs back into America, which would be okay, it's still, the cost would just be as high almost, if anything, right?
And I don't know the answer to that question. I'm hoping whoever thought ahead on this is creating a steel plant that is just mega efficient. And for that reason would offset what we expect to make in labor in America as opposed to outsourcing. Well, I don't know yet. But that coupled with a reserve of the coil steel we need and only hearing 7 to 9% in April and nothing else for another quarter, I went, okay. And then I checked upline for how many engineers I would need to pass 50 or 100 homes a week. They said, oh, we're ready to hire. This is what we've been looking for. That was a huge relief because I can't do anything about that. I can work around the steel and designers and plenty of contractors. Oh, and the actual producer I buy from a store in Woodland, California, Metal Sales Manufacturing Incorporated. And they said, oh, we can ramp up. We know the home you build. We can ramp up production. Those are facets I have no control of. And so that was really good news.
Now, if you were going to say like last message about this project that you're working on now, what excites you the most, and what gets you going and you're so excited to share about this?
I just love the creativity of it, and that it's new, and that even at my age, I'm right there in it. That's more personal. But on a community scale, hey, I think we got something that you don't need to be afraid of again. And when I met with Tony yesterday, it's emotional. We're looking at refrigerators that are only that tall because they have melted. And the story of how the fire, Eaton, that community, Altadena, has experienced many fires over the decades, but the flame never turned like it did at 3:30 in the morning that day and at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Ronnie saw fireballs, embers. I'll call them balls because she said they were solid. It looked like a meteor shower, and they were going right into the roofs.
Yeah.
A composition shingle roof, not steel. And so the terror, I'd like to see that gone. Don't think about that again. You can stay in your house.
That's really exciting. I'm really excited to see the community really change and really adopt this idea.
Yeah.
And especially with all the economic factors, it just seems like win-win-win situation all around for
there don't have to be any
consumers,
losers. That's
the
right.
builders,
Yeah.
the insurance companies,
Yeah, the insurance
community.
company. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it might be an answer to what we're seeing every day. The governor, Commissioner Laura for the insurance at the state level, and the insurance companies who want to stay here. California's the fourth biggest, economy, but they don't know about this yet. Maybe we all come together and it remains win-win-win-win.
Yeah.
And that would be great.
Yeah.
Everybody's going, oh, sigh of relief.
Perfect.
Thanks again, Gary.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.